What's happening, y'all? I'm Mike the Money Motivator. If you're new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe. I teach you how to save money, make money, and build generational wealth. So if you're interested in any of that, rock with your boy once a week on this channel. So I was curious. I went in ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to give me a 6-stock portfolio to outperform the market. And this is the feedback I got. As an AI language model, I can provide you with the hypothetical 6-stock portfolio. However, please note that investing involves risk, and it's important to conduct thorough research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Additionally, past performance is not blah, 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 blah. That being said, here's a sample 6-stock portfolio for consideration. Okay, ChatGPT, I'm listening. Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Johnson & Johnson, Visa, and Disney. Not too bad, but I could do better. First one they said was Alphabet, aka Google, which is a beautiful company. It's been leading search for a long time. It even has its own term. If you don't know it, people be like, Google it. So it's an amazing company to invest in. I like Microsoft over Google. Microsoft partnered with ChatGPT to integrate it into their Bing search engine. I feel like that's something that Google should have done a long time ago. However, they did respond quickly by adding Bard to Google search engine, which is another AI search model. Microsoft did move faster than Google on that, but Google did come up with something relatively quickly. I do think that people use ChatGPT over Bard, but that's all speculation, right? Let me get into some numbers. So there are some areas where Google looks better than Microsoft. Google's PE ratio is 26.8. Microsoft PE ratio is 37.4. So Google has a lower PE ratio, looks a little better than Microsoft. Looking at the intrinsic value, Google also seems to be more undervalued than Microsoft. This is also my favorite part to look when I'm looking at a stock, and this is where Microsoft wins, and that's the gross profit margins. Microsoft's gross profit margins are usually in the high 60s. 67 to 68. Google's gross profit margins are usually low to mid 50s, 53 to 56. Because I feel like Microsoft might have caught Google slipping with the ChatGPT and they're more profitable, I chose Microsoft over Alphabet. The next one on ChatGPT's list was Amazon. I do like Apple over Amazon. If you haven't seen my previous video, Apple versus Amazon stock, y'all check that out if y'all want more information as to why I like Apple stock over Amazon stock. The next one is Nvidia, and I co-sign with them on Nvidia. Nvidia is advancing the world in so many different ways. Companies like Microsoft and Google are relying on Nvidia for Bard and ChatGPT. Nvidia's advanced GPUs are used for movie graphics, video games, crypto mining. Everything that seems pretty futuristic, Nvidia has a part of. Since the year 2000, Nvidia was a sole provider for Microsoft and Xbox. I looked at the charts, and Nvidia should be increasing constantly throughout the next 9 months. Nvidia's PE ratio is pretty high. I'm not excited about a high PE ratio, but as far as their gross profit margins, it looks like they kept their gross profit margins in the low 60s. The most recent year for 2023, the gross profit margin was 56. I've seen better, but I've also seen worse. I like Nvidia. Nvidia is the future. We're keeping Nvidia on that list. The next one on ChatGPT's list was Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is an amazing pharmaceutical company. They also make lotions and different types of products. But there is a company that I like better than Johnson & Johnson, which is Coca-Cola. They've been paying a consistent dividend a lot longer than Johnson & Johnson. Coca-Cola has been a part of the world, a part of America for a very long time. It has outperformed Johnson & Johnson, and it's a lot more inexpensive than Johnson & Johnson. So you can get way more shares of Coca-Cola than you can for Johnson & Johnson. I feel like Coca-Cola is a better dividend stock than Johnson & Johnson is. Coca-Cola was even the inspiration behind the new form of Santa Claus. They didn't create Santa Claus, but they were actually the motivation on what we know Santa Claus to be now when they came out with a commercial representing him in the form that he looks like today. The next one on the list is Visa. The one I chose over Visa also had a relation to do with the last one. I do like healthcare to be in a portfolio. So since we removed Johnson & Johnson and I like this stock over Visa, this was how I put healthcare back into the portfolio by adding HCA. HCA is a healthcare provider with hospitals in over 23 states. I do have a video on HCA stock. Y'all check that out if y'all want additional deep information on HCA. But HCA's gross profit margin is over 80% for the last like 10 years. So they make big money at HCA. I expect HCA to outperform Visa and then also replace Johnson & Johnson for my healthcare play in the portfolio. And the last one that I recommended was Disney. Disney was an amazing company, but I do feel like the portfolio already had companies that do well during market uptrends. And I wanted to throw a gas company in there. My favorite gas company is Chevron. It also appears to be Warren Buffett's favorite gas company. Chevron will outperform Disney during down market uncertainty. And since we got Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia already in the portfolio, I don't think we need another tech or growth stock to be in the portfolio. So I added Chevron because they pay a good dividend and they're good for market downturns. It looks like the only one I kept on the list was Nvidia. I do like ChatGPT's portfolio, and I think that portfolio would do amazing. But I don't think it got nothing on this 6-stock portfolio that I made versus the ChatGPT 6-stock portfolio. If you don't know how to make your own portfolio, feel free to use my 6 stocks. You could even use ChatGPT 6 stocks. I do recommend you to use the S&P 500 instead of picking your own individual stocks. I say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. I'm Mike the Money Motivator. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe.